What happens when a high-stakes international agreement unravels? Who bears the financial burden? And how do nations navigate the aftermath? The recent collapse of the UK-Rwanda migration plan has sparked these questions, and Rwanda's firm declaration that it does not owe the UK any refunds has added a new layer of intrigue. How did this agreement, once touted as a groundbreaking solution, come to such a dramatic end? And what are the implications for both countries? In a bold move, the UK government and the then Prime Minister Rishi Sunak unveiled a plan in 2022 to manage its asylum seeker population by relocating them to Rwanda. The scheme, which cost the UK £240 million, $310 million, aimed to deter illegal crossings of the English Channel by processing and potentially resettling asylum seekers in Rwanda. The plan, however, was fraught with controversy from the start. Human rights organizations condemned it as inhumane, while legal challenges mounted. Despite the considerable investment, the scheme never got off the ground. Legal hurdles kept it stalled for 21 months, and political opposition grew. The UK Supreme Court ultimately ruled the plan unlawful, adding another nail in the coffin. Over the weekend, newly elected Prime Minister and Labour Party leader Keir Starmer declared the plan dead and buried, signaling a decisive end to the contentious agreement. As the UK expressed hope on Monday that some of the money might be recouped, Rwanda made its position clear. Rwanda's deputy government spokesman, Alain Mukuralinda, stated on Tuesday, "Let this be clear. Paying back the money was never part of the agreement." Mukuralinda emphasized that the terms of the agreement, which was extensively discussed before being finalized, did not include any stipulation for refunds. He reiterated that the UK had approached Rwanda for the partnership, not the other way around. Mukuralinda elaborated.
"This was not a loan given to Rwanda. This was money sent to Rwanda to carry out specific actions. These actions have been carried out. There is no reason why these funds should be returned."
He further clarified that the UK government had not made any formal request for a refund, and Rwanda would not comply with the termination of the treaty as decided by the UK. Rwandan President Paul Kagame had previously suggested in January that some funds could be returned if no asylum seekers were sent to Rwanda. However, the government later clarified that there was no obligation to refund the UK. This stance underscores Rwanda's view that the funds were used in good faith to prepare for the program, including significant investment in infrastructure. For the UK, the collapse of this plan is not just a financial blow, but a political one as well. Prime Minister Starmer has labelled the scheme as expensive gimmick, and his Labour Party has pledged to tackle illegal migration through a new border security command aimed at combating people smuggling gangs. This shift in strategy reflects a broader need to address the root causes of illegal migration rather than outsourcing the problem. Illegal migration remains a pressing issue for the UK. This year alone, over 13,000 people have crossed the channel in small boats, and a number higher than the same period last year. The previous Conservative government argued that the Rwandan scheme would deter these dangerous crossings, but the increase in attempts suggests otherwise. The international community is closely watching the fallout from the scrapped UK-Rwanda migration plan. The absence of a refund clause in the agreement complicates potential financial recovery efforts for the UK and highlights the need for clear, enforceable terms in future international agreements. Diplomatically, the situation has strained relations between the two nations, which may affect future collaborations on migration and other issues. Beyond the legal and diplomatic implications, the collapse of the plan underscores the critical importance of upholding human rights in migration policies. The backlash against the government highlighted ethical concerns and the treatment of asylum seekers and the responsibilities of nations to provide humane solutions. The agreement had been pitched by the previous British government as a solution to discourage migrants from attempting perilous crossings of the English Channel in small boats. However, with the plan now officially terminated and no flights ever having taken off, the UK must confront the reality that over 13,000 people have crossed the channel this year alone. This figure is higher than last year's at the same point, underscoring the persistent challenge of illegal migration. What's next for Rwanda? Mukuralinda has made it clear that the nation is prepared to move forward. According to him,
"As I have been explaining since the start, Rwanda was not the applicant. We remain as we are. We keep our philosophy that if there is someone that needs help, we will help them. If there are other proposals to solve the problem of migration, we will take part, we will negotiate, we will examine them, and if they are interesting, we will be part of them."
The facilities built in Rwanda to accommodate the migrants will not go waste. Mukuralinda assured that the permanent dwellings, initially intended to house both Rwandans and migrants, will now be used by Rwandans alone. Interestingly, the UK had reportedly approached other countries including Botswana, Armenia, Ivory Coast, and Costa Rica with similar proposals. Earlier this year, Botswana's foreign minister revealed that the British government had approached them with a request to host deported migrants, a proposal Botswana ultimately rejected. As both the UK and Rwanda move forward, the lessons learned from this failed agreement will likely shape future discussions and policies on migration. The story of the UK-Rwanda migration plan serves as a compelling illustration of the complexities and controversies that define modern migration policy. It raises fundamental questions about responsibility, accountability, and the way nations can and should collaborate to address shared challenges.